Hey everyone, welcome! We are live reacting to the Indie World Showcase today in roughly 59 minutes, a 15-minute showcase. We actually have some breaking news to start things today. Stash just linked me up here. I didn't even see this yet. Holy crud! Nintendo has released their lineup for Gamescom. Gamescom is basically the European E3. E3 doesn't exist anymore, so it's kind of the only thing like it in existence right now. And holy crud, is it a killer lineup? Here's what they're going to have playable at Gamescom at Nintendo's booth: Borderlands 4. It's also playable at FanFest. Cyberpunk 2077, Pokemon Bonanza, EA Sports F26. That's before that game comes out. Golden Ring Tarnished Edition. And they also have that at the Fan Expo. Dude, lots. All right. And then Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Holy crap.
Hype.
Dude, that is awesome. That's not it, though. We're not even done with the list. Hades 2, which they had that at the Switch 2 experience. Hollow Knight Silksong. Yeah, it ain't just Xbox, folks. It ain't just Xbox. Nintendo has Hollow Knight Silksong as a demo at their booth. Oh, baby. Mario Kart World, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We'll be excited about that. That's also at FanFest. Nintendo GameCube Classics. Conveniently, they don't tell us that they're going to show any new ones. So, there's that. Pokemon ZA is also playable at Gamescom. Then they have Super Mario Jamboree TV stuff. So they have a lot of games that haven't come out yet. Here, even more than at the FanFest. FanFest was like Metroid Prime 4, Hades 2, Borderlands 4, and
Elden. Yeah.
And here we get, in addition to that, we get Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, Silksong, of course, and Legend ZA as brand new games. In addition to those, like this is awesome. This makes me wish that I was going to Gamescom.
You know, I do wonder if one year we'll end up going to that.
Yeah, we go to that instead of
I've
anywhere
thought
else.
about that. Yeah.
That's a hell of a trip, let me tell you. But it'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm part German, so I feel like this would be cultural for me as well.
There we go. Oh yeah, guys. So that's an insane lineup. Obviously, guys, that just makes me even more excited for PAX West. Like now, there's even more opportunities for things they could have at PAX West, because I don't think they're gonna have all of that. But Nintendo is definitely trying to get people to play games that aren't out yet. That's what's exciting. So we know they have 3 events. 2 of them have games that we haven't played on Switch 2 yet. So PAX West is probably going to have some cool stuff. Can't wait. It is crazy that Silksong is there, because like Microsoft has been advertising that for so long. So people are like, oh, they must have an exclusive marketing thing with Microsoft. Oh, really? Well, they're in the Nintendo booth.
Things have also changed. The landscape has changed a lot since I believe that deal. You would think, right, Nate? Since that deal was signed, the landscape's changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
Structurally.
Yeah. Like it's still probably coming out on Game Pass because that was the promise, but
I agree with that. But for all the other finer details, maybe some things have changed because the landscape's changed in ways that couldn't have been predicted back when this all started. Because again, what you played Hollow Knight was in 2019, right?
The final in-person E3. Yeah, I played it there.
Think how much has changed in 6 years, like the landscape of gaming.
Well, I was going to laugh.
Wild.
Turns out it's the same demo from 6 years ago. I'll be like, eh. And everyone's excited about it. I'm like, I played that. I've been there. No, it'll be a totally new stuff. As I would say, it's been so long. What I played probably isn't even in the game. Yeah, 12-year-olds are going to college now. That's right. Right. Kids when I was Back in my day, they're not graduating and off to college. Yeah, dude, that's a crazy lineup. That's first off, it's a really huge news story for me today. So thank you. I would have found it eventually, anyways. But
shout out to Blake. Blake sent it to me this morning, so I don't know if I would have saw it either. So I'm glad we got it sent over to us,
and it makes me just more excited for. Man, it just makes me more excited for PAX because it's like now there's even more things that might be at PAX. Like, what if Final Fantasy VII Integrate is there? That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'll be interesting because, I thought about that too, and it's like Square Enix, they're not on the list for PAX, but do you think there's any chance that they are going and they're going to be a late addition to the list, or what? Or what if Nintendo shows up at their booth?
Yeah, it could just be at Nintendo's booth potentially, because that's the thing. I've never been to a PAX where I've gotten to play anything from Nintendo early, but I know that every time they're at PAX West, it's always something. They always have at least one, usually multiple game demos. ZA makes a lot of sense. That game has a release date, and if that's at Gamescom, I'm now kind of thinking maybe it pops up at PAX West potentially. Metro Prime 4 is at both events. I assume we're going to get to play it. You're going to get to play it for a second time. I assume we're going to probably get to touch that for the end of the month. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
I am curious about the third-party games. Like, yeah, those are cool for the two first-party, but I am curious like which ones, if any, that they might demo. Because I'm interested in all of them. I want to see how all of them run on Switch.
I am too, because so I absolutely adore Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy VII, it is my favorite for a variety of reasons, and it's hard for me to pinpoint favorites in certain IPs that I really enjoy, right? Like, for instance, we've talked Zelda before. I can give you my favorite 3D and 2D. I can't give you my favorite overall. We could say the same for Mario and so on and so forth, but for Final Fantasy, it's clear for me that it's Final Fantasy VII and then probably Final Fantasy 6 or 3 as we know it here in the States. And I played Remake right when it came out. So I'm itching to revisit that, and it only feels right to revisit it on Nintendo given the rich history of Final Fantasy VII and how we didn't get it on the N64 and the reasons why. And we all know the story, right? So for me, this is one that is monumental and special. One of the instances where I'm actually quite excited to double dip on a game. And yeah, I can't wait to see how it runs. Same with Elden Ring. Like, I platinumed Elden Ring. It takes a considerable amount of hours to do that and dedication because it's tough as nails. But I'm excited to revisit that on Nintendo, and it's just very exciting. All of this.
Feeling like August is what we wanted June to be.
Yeah, I think so too. It's all good.
And we have a little indie presentation today, guys. So that's awesome. And now that Silk Song is there, no, guys, I'm not going to do it. I'm not expecting Silk Song today. I was like, hey, now that Nintendo has Silk Song, but we've already been told by people that are way more in the know than us that Silk Song is not here today, which is too big. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. The expectations on that game are probably impossible to meet now.
Yeah, I think so too. And the biggest thing for me that I hope doesn't happen is, again, when games take really long to come out and sometimes the communication isn't what people want it to be from the developer because they're busy grinding away, right? They're working on the project. And sometimes fans want to get updates all the time or more often than they have time to give. And so when the game does finally come out, I feel like sometimes people hold that against them and say, well, it took you this long. This should be a perfect 10 out of 10 game, and this little minor annoyance, this shouldn't have been there. This little minor thing that's annoying me, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to magnify it now because it took 7 years and I'm still bitter about it. It's like, bro, please don't do that, people. For anyone who reviews this, for anyone who goes on social media, please be fair about all the. That goes for any game. That goes for Metroid Prime 4 when it comes out. Don't expect the world because we waited 7 years. You treat everything fairly. So we're best to do it that way, in my opinion. So, yeah, I hope that doesn't happen, Nate. What do you think?
Yeah, I basically just agree what you said. I really hope that doesn't happen. We had one super chat to show quick. I have a great one, guys, from this old age gamer, Jamie Camp, over on Thunderstash's channel. All right. Well, chat, if you have any questions or anything you want to ask, you can obviously at me or Thunderstash. We'll try to feature it and talk about it. Otherwise, we can just continue to talk about lots of gaming news and everything. There's always stuff going on. Man, I'm just so shocked. That is like twice as big a lineup as we're bringing to Canada. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really exciting. It gives me hope, for PAX.
Jim so I wouldn't be surprised if Sakurai took gameplay mechanics from Fortnite for the next Super Smash Bros. Game, like with a shrinking map, but without all the building making. I'm gonna assume that he is not doing that. Not because it's the easy assumption, but because the reason that works is because it's a battle royale game. So he would have to fundamentally make Smash Bros. Into a completely different type of game. And I know that he might take Smash in a new direction. I don't think the new direction is more battle royale style. Joshua Rivera, this is a fun question. Hey, have you reached out to Switch Force? He said in his video yesterday that he knows when the next direct is. Fun fact about that. I knew that he knew before you knew that he knew. Why? Because we pre-recorded a segment for the podcast yesterday. He was on the podcast for like 10 minutes yesterday, where he basically said the same thing. He went a little bit more in depth than in his video, but not like, still don't know when it is, right? We still don't know when it is. And then Attack the Backlog apparently knows the month anyways on when it is, but won't tell me, that bastard. That said, soonish. That's what Switch Force said on the pod last night. Soonish. So
I feel good about it.
This month or next month. It doesn't really give you much. But one thing he did say, I don't know if he said this in his video, but he said it on my show. He will say before we get to the week. So he's not going to wait till the week of to tell us that the direct's that week. He's going to say it before then. So I assume the week before. But yeah. So he's going to give us a heads up. And that might be a heads up before Nate the Hate does it, because Nate the Hate usually does it the same week if he actually knows what week it is. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, soonish means it could be all the way up in September, right? Could be at the end of September. Could be a little bit. Either way, there's no way it's past September. So just no way. But I can see it being in September, because then like the 3 phases would have covered 3 different months.
We have a pretty big.
They're showing off all these third-party games now. They don't have dates. They're also showing all these third-party. They're now demoing these third-party games that don't have release dates.
Yeah, so I have an Excel file, right? Like, I have a lot of Excel. I love Excel. Yeah, I got an Excel file with the games that are coming out, right? That I'm going to be covering, that I intend to cover. Now, do I get to cover everything? No, because I'm only one man here. But of course, I have all the dates, right? And I have the games mixed in, like with PlayStation and Switch. But this is mainly Switch 2 stuff for the most part. And September is just a rather dry month. There's a big opening. There's a big opportunity. Obviously, we know that. There's not a first party game yet for September. And so, do you have a direct right in August so people know about that September game, or do you have a direct in September for the September game? Like, do they give time to build some excitement to take some pre-orders and have the direct in August, which is what I predicted on the podcast. Now I predict it because I'd like to see it, but I also think that there's some logic in there as well. So we'll see, I guess, what happens. And because these games are going to be in Canada, right? They're going to be at Gamescom, and they're going to maybe be at some of them at PAX. We know some of them are. Bandai Namco is going to be there again at PAX. So you would think, hey, we already have a booth here. We should probably bring Elden Ring Tarnished Edition so people can play it. That way more people buy it. That's the whole point of marketing and promoting these games and going on tour. That's the whole point of Bandai Namco, paying for the flights for these employees and putting them up in hotels and getting them rental cars. This is why you do it, to promote the games, right? They're investing in their product. And so I look at all those factors, man. What do you think, Nate? Do you think there's a chance we get it in August towards the end?
I mean, it's not impossible. Someone pointed out, what was it? I can't pronounce your username. I'm sorry, man. But he says, so Switch Force knows when the next direct is going to be, but he got fooled by beating him up's fake leak. Well, okay, sure. Fooled is a funny way to call it, because covering a rumor and speculating on it's not really getting fooled, because rumors are, again, meant to be doubted. So it's a rumor that was obviously an admitted lie and didn't come true. That being said, that it's a point to say that that was about 6 weeks before the direct happened, and Switchforce didn't know about the partner direct at that time, but he knows about this direct. So that would suggest it's probably not 6 weeks out, just based on the fact that he didn't know last time it was 6 weeks out. So why would he know this time 6 weeks out? Well, maybe he doesn't, because maybe it's not 6 weeks out. Now you look at the calendar. That does kind of bring August into play then, because you're like, well, that's soon. That'd be relatively soon, right? Like if that would be why he might know, because like, yeah, okay, he knows it's not next week, but that's all he said. He didn't say it's not August. He said it's not next week. So the week of Gamescom, that's literally the next week, and that's the same time as the Fan Expo. Could make a lot of sense why all those third-party games are there, because maybe the release dates are dropping that week.
Yeah, capitalize, man. You got to capitalize on these opportunities.
So there's that. Obviously, there's the week after, which, I'm going to be honest. Please don't drop a direct on the 28th.
Dude.
I'm traveling. Please do not drop it that day.
How wild would that be? Yeah, because we're all going to the airport and arriving in Seattle at different times. Like,
yeah,
I forget. I'm getting there in the morning, right? 10?
Yeah, I don't know what time you're getting there. Let me see what time I arrive.
You're getting there at 4. I remember what time you're getting there, but I don't remember what time I'm getting there.
I'm glad you go, I'm checking my flight just to make sure you're right. I'm pretty sure you probably are right.
Yeah, I think you guys are around 4 and Gamebird's at 8. And yeah, we're getting there early. We're gonna go right to that Starbucks roastery that they have, where you can apparently get whatever coffee you want. We're hitting that as soon as we get into Seattle, because I've never been there.
Let's see if they move my coffee. I'm getting there now at 4:44. They bumped it back a little bit. Anyways, for me, it's not going to feel like 4:44. The West Coast time. I'm going to feel like it's only 2:44. So I'll be plenty energetic. But anyways, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, if it was a direct that day, then guys, obviously we'll have to try to set something up that night to do like a bonus pod, since we couldn't live react to it or anything anyways. But that's the thing. I'd rather not panic roll in there at 5 o'clock, and then I'm like, okay, we still have some time compared to when we usually go live, but also now we got to figure out right this second, right when we get there, right when we're trying to settle in. We got to set up a podcast. Let's figure this out.
Yeah.
Let's hope we have a couple days to sort out where we're going to do it. Hey, if Nintendo wants to do that, I'm not going to get mad about it.
Me either, because that would be extremely exciting to have a direct, like directly before PAX.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Blake in chat brings up a good point. He said there could be the general in late August, right? And then Mario Direct in September.
Yeah.
Dedicated one.
That would fit. I don't want to bring it up while he was on, but Attack the Backlog talked about how he knew there was 2 events still coming. And so like everyone was thinking, okay, Mario 40th event, right? Like, and a Direct. Because it makes sense. But then it's like, would they really do the 40th Direct and the General Direct in the same month? Or would they push the General to this month and then middle of September they do it? So that would be crazy. And in hindsight, this would be an amazing last 2 months because you would have partner directs at Indie Showcase, a General Direct, and a Mario 40th. Yeah, I think we go from being dissatisfied with game announcements to overload, which is awesome because we're probably not going to hear from Nintendo again until, well, traditionally February or March next year. Yeah, so it'll be a while before they really say anything. I mean, potentially if they're pushing the advertising, there might be a game at Game Awards,
and we got the movie.
Yeah, they got the movie coming out. I think at the Game Awards. I mean, I was even thinking they might that might be the next time we see Dust Bloods. That'd be a good fit for the crowd there.
It would be a very good fit. That's a good prediction. I think I'm saying it now here on August 7th. I think you might be nails on that one.
Look, we all know that it's a 2026 game. We know how much that audience loves From Software games. Just saying that, and they kind of need something to give people a better taste in their mouth than Night Rain did. So, yeah, and all they gotta do is show the From Software logo, and then literally follow it up with Nintendo's logo, and people are gonna go nuts for all the people there that didn't realize they were already working together, who didn't see the Direct.
Now, I look at some of the things coming up, right? So we've talked about General Direct. Obviously, we have the Indie today, General, Mario 40th. Do we get a spotlight for Metroid? Do we get a Sakurai Presents maybe for Kirby? Now, Metroid is heavy on, obviously, a lot of people's minds. I would like to see a spotlight standalone direct for Metroid.
Yeah, I want both.
Because I want to see him talk about other things related to Metroid, like Prime 2 and 3, and give us Prime 1 remastered with the Switch 2. They're all going to control the same way. I really believe that all of them are going to have mouse Joy-Con controls. They want us to play it that way. I can't say it enough. I can't express it enough. How good mouse Joy-Con. You know that. Even the HD Rumble felt excellent. Powering up Samus's arm cannon, but it's like that's the preferred. I think that's going to be the best way to play. That's a huge selling point. You can't play like that anywhere else on a console. Just makes sense.
Bananas with a $5 saying, morning. I wonder, considering your state, do you remember the end of the podcast, Mr. P? Unlike the ending of Ocarina of Time. Yes, I remember the end of the I remember everything last night. It's not like I was like blacked out. I was just feeling a little too good. And I come down here this morning. What I did forget about is how many snacks I bought. I bought a lot of snacks. I'm looking around. I'm like, and I got into every single one of them, but I only had a little bit of each one.
Yeah. Well, I only had one of these Tony's Chocolonely chocolate bars.
Yeah, you were getting those out last night. Yeah.
Dude, this is normally $12.99 at Safeway.
Yeah.
Vons for some people. On sale. Clearanced out. Half off. $6.49, baby. That's a steal for some high quality chocolate. Can't even get the regular not good chocolate for you for that price these days.
I'm looking at my chat. I'm like, did some people just get banned? I don't even know what's going on. Anyways, I literally don't know what's going on. I just trust my mods. They know what they're doing.
We have a chat here from Skitch16. Yep. I don't know if we show that. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Yep.
Yes, the Transylvania adventure of Simon Quest today, please. You know, and I've been championing this game since it was first announced, and I couldn't believe it, to be honest with you, because again, it's very bold to title the game this way, considering this is the title of Castlevania 2 on NES, Simon's Quest. This is a game that I've always loved. For some people, it's a very jarring game in the Castlevania, universe. Similar to how I guess you could say Mario 2 is jarring for some people. The Legend of Zelda 2, Link's Adventure, is jarring for some people, but I really love these games. And the fact that we're getting a game like that is really honoring Simon's Quest, and it's by RetroWare, a company that truly does get it. They really do. Like Iron Meat reviewed that on my channel. That is, to me, like modern day Contra, and that was their goal. And their goal is to make like a modern day Castlevania, because it's not being made, so they're making it. And so this is very cool. I'd love to see it. I try to remember if RetroWare has shown any games at a Nintendo Direct ever. And I can't recall if they have or not. I feel like maybe they have, but it's a little fuzzy. Either way, I follow them very closely, so hopefully we see it, guys.
Okay. Jose Duarte says a banger indie game under the Direct. Cool. Corey Bowman, wow, the podcast still going on. Nope. Always feels like it though when we have a stream the morning after.
It does.
But I like that because I struggle to get out of bed, and I'm like, okay, nah, dude, we're about to see some new games.
Yeah,
like start to build as I'm getting ready.
It's same here. It's exciting. Like I'll be getting ready. I'll be thinking about it, like, I wonder what we can see today. And then I'm like, I don't want to think about it too much. I want to kind of hold my thoughts for when we're actually live. But man, it is exciting waking up early for this stuff.
Sketch 16. Do you dye the beard and or mustache, and how do you have no gray? Well, there is some gray. If you look close enough, there is some in here. That being said, yeah, I do. It's only because and I dyed the eyebrows. It's funny, I actually dyed the eyebrows the day after because I realized that my eyebrows have always been super blonde. The rest of my hair is darker, so it's always looked that way. But I was like, maybe they should match a little. I made them match. I don't dye my hair. So like my hair, that's the color. But yeah, it's the reason that I started doing that is because for a huge chunk of my life, I wasn't allowed to have facial hair. So part of Catholic schools against the rule, have to shave. And then went from that to like working all these different jobs that required me to shave. And then by the time I didn't have to technically anymore, which was when I was like 27, I was dating Yulia at the time, and she'd only ever seen me clean shaved. And every time I would let the stubble come in, she would like, go shave your face. So I just kept shaving. So I didn't get to enjoy my beard when it wouldn't have had gray in it. So by the time I said, fuck it, Yulia was gone for like a weekend, and my facial hair goes really fast. So I said I'm gonna let it grow out all weekend, and I'm gonna like, you know, do the lines and everything I can do now. And this was at the time I was like 32, 33, just to see if, you know, see if I like it. And there was already some gray coming into it, and I'm like, God damn it! And it used to be no gray, but I never got to have it without the gray. So then Yulia came back and she's like, hey, that looks good. I'm like, I know. Thank you. Did you know that mine comes in this even, that it looks this nice? I'm someone who has the ability to grow this nice, even beard, and I just never do it because I always have other stuff going on. Other people that want it can't. So yeah, so I've just been dying it ever. Eventually I'll stop. There's times you can tell, like I don't do it all the time. So sometimes I'll go like 2 months without doing it, and then you'll see what it normally looks like. And it looks fine. It doesn't look bad. But you know, I'm not 40 yet. We'll see if I change my mind at 40.
You know, it's funny. You mentioned that you weren't allowed to grow facial hair, and I'll just add to that. Being in the restaurant business for 10 years with Islands restaurants, they're military owned and operated. We go by military hours there. A lot of things we do is very military, like how we literally do things, how we run the business. And one of them is that everybody shaves. You can come into the job with a beard or mustache, but you cannot grow a beard or mustache. So if I got hired today, no problem. But if I was clean shaven and I get hired, you're not allowed to grow one unless you can grow one overnight. And so for a decade, I wanted to grow a mustache. I couldn't. I literally couldn't. I didn't have the opportunity. And so I totally get it. And that's interesting about Catholic school. I didn't think about that. My oldest brother went, but this was in grade school. So that obviously wouldn't have been a factor.
Yeah. They required the clean shave at the, and that's fine. It's not like I cared.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, it does, you know, when I do shave, I look younger, obviously.
Yeah.
And so there'll probably be a day that I do shave it off. I think, you know, maybe if I ever get to where I want to be with my weight loss stuff, you know, maybe I'll eventually take it all off just to see what my face used to look like. Because I'll probably look a lot very similar to what I looked like in my 20s. So it'd be kind of cool to just shave it all off at that point, just one time. But I'll probably bring it back because I like it. I like the beard. But yeah, will I ever stop dyeing it? Probably someday. It's dyed a little darker this time than I usually do it, but that's just because I have a mishmash of old beard dyes I'm trying to go through before I buy more. And one time I bought like a black one, so I've been trying to like mix it with the dark brown one, which makes it too dark, but it's whatever. I don't mind it though. I've actually gotten so good at it. I used to have to like put Vaseline on my face to like not get any of the dye on my skin, because otherwise you got to like scrub it off really hard. Well, I'm so good at it now that I don't even need to do that. I've done it so many times I could literally just do it without screwing up. So even the eyebrows. So yeah, it doesn't bother me too much. It's nice because I do look back. There's like one really old school 4x3 photo of me. Like one time when I grew this out for like a no shave November, and I'm like, dude, yeah, the hair color actually looks pretty. My beard used to be pretty damn dark. And people think it's funny when people say, "Oh, this looks unnatural." Then I go look at that photo. I'm like, it looks the same as when I was younger and had a beard for a moment. Like, it literally, my beard used to be dark, but if it grew out to like right here, it started to get like this little red tint to it. That's the Irish coming out. The little bit of red tint to the beard. Let's see here. We had another super chat. We got a feature here from Frankenstein Gaming. Saying Indie World, I always enjoy watching you two and listening to your thoughts. Hope it's a great show. Yeah, it's probably going to be an excellent show. 24 minutes away. Cindy Estes as well, re-upped the membership for 46 months in a row. Thank you, Cindy. That's some long-term support right there. All right.
I've been dying for gray hair.
I know
I have been
before. Yeah. So if you want to opposite here, you can take my gray.
I got a few. Like I have a few that, my mustache. I could see a few in my hair if I look very closely in the right light. That's it, dude. I'm like,
So basically, there's not really much going on.
not much
It's
going
not
on.
a bad thing. I mean, I know you want it, but also it means that your hair is healthy. Because that's not the chemicals not dying out in it. But
Buy the steam room, man.
Yeah, it could be.
Fountain of youth.
I actually do wonder if I ever get a steam room, because I have no grays in my hair, my head. It's just my beard. So I was wondering, like, if I had a steam room, if that would make it so I might never get gray in my hair. That is also possible that it's only ever in my beard. I've seen that too. I've seen people that have like the gray beards with their heads on. I'm like, do they dye their hair? Like, no, some people just only get gray in their beard. I'm like,
interesting.
Yeah. And I have hair in other parts of my body, guys. There's no gray. It's literally just my beard. Or whatever. They didn't want to talk to each other. Gave them a minute break. Okay. War Scene 85 says, stop hating yourself, forgive yourself, and get back on the horse. Be okay. Nate's pretty understanding, forgiving you. Well, I don't know what Nudes did. I'm sure Nudes is fine. You might. He said he hates himself. Okay. Well, don't hate yourself, man. Self-love is important. It's also one of the hardest things at times, especially when you got depression and other things going on. It can be very difficult. But it's important to try to find something that you actually like about yourself. Kind of cling on to that. There's always something. You just sometimes got to think a little beyond what your brain is smashing into your thoughts. Why in the Indie Direct 15 minutes in the US with 20 minutes in Japan? Because there's extra games in Japan. I mean, there was extra games last time too in Japan for the Partner Direct. They always have like extra games in Japan. Sometimes it makes no sense because those games are also coming to the US at the same time. So like, why weren't they just shown in ours as well? Other times it's because they're only coming to Japan for now. So it will be interesting to see what extra stuff was announced in Japan that isn't here. It'll be on the news websites right after the show. So we'll see. We'll take a glance at it after just to see what else was announced. Because we did that last time with the Partner Direct. There was like 2 games, I think, at the Partner Direct in Japan that weren't here. So We'll see. I always wonder why they do that. Like, I don't know. I don't know how the decision comes with a game that's like, one time they showed Dragon Quest in a Japanese one, and it was totally coming here same day, but we didn't get it in our direct. It made no sense.
Well, even the last direct with Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The upgrade was never mentioned.
Yeah.
And it's like,
the upgrade that we totally get, we have here.
We care about that.
No, we can't talk about it.
Oh, well, yeah, I get Japan cares about it more.
Oh, yeah.
You and I both get that. But
it's not like we don't care here.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of Square Enix anyways. Just give us the Dragon Quest.
I know. It felt like, man, it was almost like a Square Enix Direct in a sense. They carried that. They did a lot of heavy lifting for it.
Joey Pitts, self-love is all good till you get kicked out of the produce section at the grocery store. Oh buddy. That's the kind of self-love you should be saving for at home, man. But I guess some people that's their thing. See what you can get away with in public. I get it. That's your thing. Sure, you're used to seeing the back of a jail cell here and there. Karkun, you'll watch both like usual. Awesome. If you need help with the context and translation, Karkun, yeah, I know that you're in Japan. I don't know if you're Japanese, but I know you live in Japan. Yeah, if you want to give any context and stuff in the chat that, for anything that's not announced in this one, that would be great. Especially if it is like a Japanese exclusive. So it'd be good to know, because obviously I'm always reliant on other people having their own translators do things, and you're kind of the only person I know that lives in Japan. So
same.
Cozy B said, morning Thunder Stash and Prime, I love the podcast. I get excited for Wednesdays to tune in. Think we'll see Marvel Rivals come to Switch 2. Marvel Rivals. So that's one that I don't play. I've heard of it though. Just look it up quick. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, it's that new hero shooter. It came out last year. Sure, why not?
It came to consoles.
Yeah.
PC, PS5, and Series on December 6, 2024. So
yeah,
I don't see why not.
I think any game can really come to Switch too if they it's about if they want to. If they think there's a good enough audience. Some companies will probably wait till the install base is a little bigger. That's just the way nature of things gives you a better chance to sell. But I would like to see it. Thank you so much for that. Karkun says, but maybe YouTube has subtitles. It's 2025. YouTube does have subtitles, and they will put them up for that eventually, but they don't really work live. Like their live subtitling, it doesn't either. When it does work, it's usually really bad. So I'd just rather people who actually know the language can translate and stuff, because yeah, the subtitles, I must say I've never relied on subtitles. I've used it to do news reports before, but that was on stuff that was been out for hours. And hopefully the AI had time to translate correctly, and you're still reliant on it being correct. Now there are some, thankfully, I mean, here's one thing. As a content creator, you do have the ability to upload subtitles with your video. So yeah, it's one of those, if Nintendo uploaded their own like English subtitles to go along with it, then it would be accurate right away. But you never know when someone did that or it's being generated. But that is an option. I know that because I have companies talking to me about how, hey, you can reach more people if you were streaming in Spain. Use our subtitle service. I'm like, that's cool. I don't mind. Also,
that's interesting.
It's gonna be weird because I'm not going to understand any of the comments on those videos. Are they happy or are they mad? I'm not going to go and translate everything all the time. Then I got to translate my responses to them. That just sounds like a hassle. We have no problem if that's where you're from. But oh my gosh, we just had 10 gifted members.
Nice.
Karkun popping off. Congrats to Matthew Brightbill, Alex Davey, Brian Beach, Legendary Bastard, Nintendo Game Dude, Andy, Julian Gengabach, Darth Warrior 76, and Lexus Chacon. Thank you. Oh, and Chris Stafford. Look at that. Joey Pitts said, I love indie directs. Little to no expectations, so I get more excited. Yeah, some people are like, it's going to be nothing but farming sims. It might be. But we don't know.
And again, don't sleep
farming simulator.
On farming sims on Switch 2 because of the Joy-Cons. Again, you and I both did the Joy-Con 2 sawing. There's a demo on the welcome tour where you put it down like on the table and you literally use it like you're sawing, and it makes the sound. And the way they use the HD Rumble 2, it tricks your mind into thinking that you're actually doing this. Just like, again, I have digital pinball. I have the arcade one up, Star Wars pinball. And the way they use the haptics and solenoids on there, it tricks your mind into actually feeling like you're playing regular pinball, except without all the maintenance, which, again, I've never went down the whole pinball route because of that. Because I don't want to maintain a machine. Those things break all the time. Digital, but the way it is now in the tech. So for Switch 2, farming is actually somewhat, to me, it's kind of appealing. That might be fun.
Sketch said, are you guys playing any good indie games lately?
Absolutely. Today, right
Ruffy.
After the stream,
I was playing Ruffy a bit earlier.
Yeah, Ruffy. That's
one that I've actually played lately.
Yeah, Turbo Kid is my next game I'm reviewing. I'm playing literally right after. I watched the movie first on Amazon. I had seen bits and pieces, but we really sat down and watched it, and I actually took notes as if like I have my review worksheet that I use for my reviews, and so I'm like, yeah, I should really be taking notes on this movie as well. But it's funny, I'm watching the movie and it's like I can see how this could be a Metroidvania, how it's a good fit. Like this is really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, I'll probably forget in the future. Carcon themselves is not Japanese, but their wife is. Cool.
Okay.
That's cool. Let's see here. Din Jaris says, Internal Prime and Thunder's Dash. Love you guys and the positivity you bring to the gaming community. You guys brought me back to Nintendo after many years. I'm enjoying my Switch 2 a lot. That's nice. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. You know, we do the shows. Obviously, you know, you got your reviews over there. I got my news stuff over here. And it's kind of crazy, like how many people, you know, get some vibes from the videos and just get these feelings that like we're just telling you if a game's worth getting or not, or just telling you about what the latest news is. But yeah, for some reason it gets really interpersonal for some people. Where like this example, this person came back to Nintendo because of what we do, which is crazy to me to think that we affected a decision like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I guess they call this gig influencers, right? Like we have influence, but I don't think about it like that when I'm.
Neither do I.
I get reminded. I get reminded every now and then, like that letter I have.
Same.
From a fan, that it's like, you know, sometimes what we do means just a lot to people. And sometimes it's just the energy. In this case, it seems like, yeah, you guys just bring a lot of positivity. Like, yeah, we don't. Look, there's negative stuff, and we definitely have our critiques for sure. But it doesn't take away from the fact that the number one reason that we play are the games. It's like the companies can be doing dumb shit, and sometimes it affects the games, and the games get ruined too.
I think we've also, you and I have both worked enough jobs in our lifetime to realize and always keep it top of mind how fortunate we are to be able to talk video games like for a living. Like this is an absolute honor and pride, and I know it's a dream for both of us. So I think that adds to the positivity as well.
Yeah, I mean it does, because I get to do something I'm passionate about for a living. Like if I wasn't doing this, I'd still be gaming, of course. Heck, you could argue maybe I'd even be gaming more, but I also enjoy the conversation around gaming, and that wouldn't even be in my life. I would just be like, you know, a random troll on Reddit.
Yeah.
It's like disagreeing with people and they're wrong, and then everyone's disliking me because I look like a jackass. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, you just said something actually wrong. My bad. And then I'd be, who are you? You're a nobody. We should listen to you. I'm like, well, here's the articles. Here's the facts. Whatever. By the way, guys, I still would be that person with a blue check mark on Twitter, not because I care about the blue check mark, but because I want to write a novel in a response to someone. I get like Thunderstatch. I get very thorough at times in my responses, and then sometimes I got to remind myself when I'm on a platform like Twitter that I can get as thorough as I want. They're probably not going to read the whole thing. Might not be the platform for that, but I still do it. I can't help it.
I read it. Yeah, sometimes I've seen your thorough posts, but they're well written. I always read them, but yeah, you're right. It's probably not the platform for it, but you still do it. I do the same thing.
It's me. It's like, you know, people will text me like, "How are you doing?" You know, and it's like the how and then the R and the U, and I'm like, "I'm doing really great, thanks." How what's going on in your life? And then next thing you know, I wrote a whole paragraph and it's all proper sentences, and they're just like, "You text like that all the time?" I'm like, "Sure do."
Yeah, you know, you want to make it
That's how I am.
readable, right?
I can read when people shorten things. It's fine, and I'm not gonna say I never did it. It's just, but ever since smartphones came out, I'm like, hey, dude, now I can type on a keyboard like normal.
Yeah,
I only shortened it because you had to press the button so many times. It was a convenience thing.
Were you like me? I'm sure other people as well, but you could literally hold your phone out and not look and be able to type out a clean text because you know how many times they hit the button.
Yep.
That's funny.
I was crazy about it. Trying to text my girlfriend, not even looking at it. And I was like, are you texting in the middle of church? I don't know what you're talking about. Your hand's always in your pocket. I'm like, I can't see the screen. I don't know how you think I'd be texting. Having full-on conversations.
Can't get caught texting in church.
No.
No.
AD says, have you guys ever heard of Dynamite Heady? Absolutely love this game as a kid.
Of course.
Remaster/remake. I would literally scream. It'll never happen though.
That'd be a good mascot to bring back. If you look at some of the other kind of offshoot mascots that have had re-releases, like Arrow the Acrobat recently in the last couple of years, I think Ty, the Tasmanian. There's been a good handful from the 90s that have made a return, but I haven't heard anyone bring up Dynamite Heady. I should go on. I'd support it.
I'm just reorganizing things here because the show starts soon. 8 minutes. All right. We have one here from Joey Pitts saying, Tender Prime and Thunderstash, could we see any NSO drops in indie? I mean, probably not, because it's a little too retro and they didn't really call it indie back then. It was, AA and AAA gaming, but we didn't really use that term. So I would assume probably not. I don't think they've ever done it before either, so I don't even think there's a precedent for it.
Yeah, I don't think so as well for NSO. I mean, there's like indie games that could be released, right? I think about like Chibi Robo. That's
Sure.
a nice one for something like that, but I don't really see that happening.
From Thunder Stash Chat, anything and everything garage said, hey, Stash and Prime, you guys give us the best of yourselves. Appreciate the positivity and being real about gaming / Nintendo. Thanks. I'd like to think I give my wife the best of myself, but you guys get the rest.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Jordan just want to know, what are your hopes for the showcase? So we did some predictions last night. I would get some last minute hopes in. For me, I just want the Hades 2 release date. It might be too big to show up in something like this, since it was in a general direct last time. But it is indie, and there is demos of it this month. So, and it's a game that's already out. So that's the thing too. Like, it's been out on PC, so people know what this game is. It's not like we don't know. So maybe that lessens the need for it to be in a general direct, just because it's a known quantity and there's nothing specifically new happening that we don't know about with this version. Got any last minute hopes?
Yeah. As far as, I got my list here. Obviously, Yuka Replay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do want to see something there.
I literally, based on how they're talking, probably I expect that today.
They love to play around. I mean, they're the ones who put the Nintendo Switches in their trailer before Switch 2 was even shown. You know what I mean? Like, I like them. I like the company. I'm very interested. Obviously, I backed Ukulele on Kickstarter back in 2015, 10 years ago. So I'd love to see that. An update from Mina would be cool. I don't need it. It's coming out on Halloween. I'm there. I'm totally there. I'm excited.
And, I'm not allowed to announce Celia B from Yacht Club Games is coming on the week before it comes out, guys, onto our show to talk about Mina and obviously other things, but
which is huge.
We're gonna get a little deep dive into Mina about 10 days before it comes out. That's exciting.
Yeah, Nate had told he told us a little bit ago behind the scenes, and I was hyped because, again, this is a game I've been excited about since it was announced. It speaks to me. It blends Link's Awakening, Castlevania, and you guys know how much I love Zelda and Castlevania. You as well, Nate. So, and it's retro, the art style, it's a Yacht Club. I enjoy Yacht Club games because, again, the creators of Shovel Knight, which I'm looking for an update on the Shovel Knight Shovel of Hope Deluxe Edition that due to come out in 2025. But Hades 2 as well. I want an update on that. Eternal Life of Goldman. Would absolutely love to hear a release date because it was just shown last weekend at the THQ presentation, and no release date. I've had it pre-ordered since it was shown at the Game Awards. It debuted there at the Game Awards 2023. So you got to wonder if they left out the release date to show it on a different stage in that, like an indie world, or maybe even a general direct coming up. Either way, those are a few of them. You guys know I have a long list. I don't want to go through them all, and we're getting close.
Yeah,
the final countdown here.
We'll get it flipped over in a second here. Just announced were Volume 7 and 8 of the ACA Neo Geo selection.
Oh, nice. What does it say? What games?
Yeah, Volume 7 has Fatal Fury Special, The King of Fighters 2003, King of Monsters 2, Metal Slug 5, Pleasure Goal 5-on-5 Mini Soccer, Power Spikes 2, Prehistoric Island 2, Puzzle Bobble, World Heroes 2, and Zoopapa. And then Volume 8 has Art of Fighting, Blues Journey, Cross Worlds, The King of Fighters 99. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Kazuna Encounter Super Tag Battle, Metal Slug 2, Nam 1975, Puzzle Bobble 2, Super Sidekicks 2, and World Heroes 2 Jet.
I like Nam 1975. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
You know, I love Neo. I have a Neo Geo arcade cabinet with all the games on there.
Let me get the music paused here and get up the presentation. I think I did it like, how to do it? Was it like this? I believe what I did. And no, there's literally no volume. Like, it's live right now, guys, but there's nothing being played. At least I don't think so. Maybe I should double check my sound setting. Shouldn't be anything being played. No, there's. All right, cool. Oh, I'm so excited, man. Presentations. I don't take any of this stuff for granted.
Absolutely not. This is very exciting. Always feels a little Christmassy when you wake up.
Oh man, come on, baby, give me some good surprises. See, I want some surprises today.
I do too. Yeah, like I love not knowing what's going to be here because I mean, we can all Google till we're blue in the face, but you're not going to really find much info on possible games for Switch 2 especially. So it's exciting because I do think we're gonna have surprises here.
Oh, and by the way, Karkun also gifted your side 10 memberships as well. Thank you so much, Karkun, for the dual support there.
Oh, I didn't even thank you so much, Karkun. I appreciate that.
And Style says, happy direct, everyone. Let's enjoy this. Hey, now, don't make people too mad by on a direct.
Anytime Nintendo directly shows games to us in a presentation, to me, it's a Nintendo Direct. It's in the name, right?
That's great. I was just because Force was getting so much flack for you.
I know.
Like,
I know he was, and that's my take on it.
Video, like, I can't say the word. Like, his source wasn't letting him say the word Indie World. So, what else is he supposed to do? He only said it's not the big one. It's not a partner. What's left? Like, no shit. He made it very obvious. Here we go. All you merchants.
Yeah.
You go. Oh,
Mina. This looks so good. Demo today.
Demo today.
Hello,
Yes.
everyone,
Oh.
and welcome to Indie World. I'm Ariko.
And I'm Tyler. We're back to showcase a batch of new indies coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems. Since the launch of Nintendo Switch, indie games have brought us fresh perspectives, unique styles, and taken us on unforgettable adventures.
The support of these independent
There's
developers
the shadow
means
drop.
there's something to play for
Of
everyone.
course, we won't
We
be
can't
excited
wait
by
to
that. It's
discover
exciting.
what new experiences talented indie developers around the world are bringing to both Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
And without further ado, let's dive into some titles for Nintendo Switch.
Like the art style. Metroidvania.
Hell yeah. This art style is sick.
That looks
done.
awesome.
Oi, eu sou o Pedro, artista e designer do Neverway.
Eu sou Isadora, programadora e escritora do jogo. Quando começamos a fazer o Neverway, nós nos inspiramos em vários elementos de jogos que a gente ama. E nisso tentamos criar algo único.
A gente também notou como que usar contraste deixa a experiência muito mais fortes. Uma cena de terror, por exemplo, é muito mais impactante logo depois de algo acolhedor.
Esperamos que isso torne o mundo de Neverway muito mais vivo para vocês. E que vocês gostem do que vamos mostrar hoje.
Never.
You ever want to quit your job, move to a farm, and become the immortal herald of a dead deity?
This is the Game Boy days.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Literally right here.
It sounded intriguing to Fiona too, who hopes to survive this unusual set of circumstances in Neverway, a nightmarish life sim RPG co-created by the pixel artist of Celeste, with an original soundtrack from the composer for Fez and Hyperlight Drifter.
Nightmarish?
Don't worry, these circumstances come with a sword that Fiona uses to explore and fight through the Neverway, an alternate reality leaking into her own.
That sounds intense. Is she alone?
Not at all. Along the way, she'll meet a variety of charming characters, each with their own unique routines and story to follow. Befriend, romance, or deceive them to unlock buffs and combat abilities to help you on your journey.
Okay, I might have to give this immortal herald thing a whirl.
Answer the call, persist through this deadly dimension, engage in fast-paced combat, and pay off your debt when Neverway descends onto Nintendo Switch next year.
All right. What, you call it a burger or something?
From the publisher of Firewatch comes Herdling, a new adventure from the creators of the acclaimed Far series. In this tale of beauty and companionship, guide a herd of mysterious creatures into the mountains and beyond.
The journey will be challenging but breathtaking as you traverse fog-wreathed forests, forgotten valleys, and snowy plateaus.
What a great start
As you
to this.
cross these diverse
Yeah.
biomes, discover more of the fabled beasts known as calicorns and add them to your herd.
You'll also encounter eerie dangers, formidable obstacles, and environmental puzzles as you climb higher and forge your way to the mystery at the summit.
Wield your staff to guide the calicorns and join their exhilarating stampedes.
Embark on a tale of trust and survival when Herdling climbs onto Nintendo Switch August 21st. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Window seat or aisle?
Window. Booth or table?
Booth. Lone wolf or life of the party?
Ooh, now that's a tough one.
Well, those are the types of decisions you'll have to make in this pleasant puzzle game where you organize groups of people according to their preferences. You're in charge of who sits where.
Play seating matchmaker to please picky characters by dropping them into social situations and watching them react.
Discover each character's unique traits, from the relatable to the outlandish. Everyone has a seat at the table.
Piece together these satisfying puzzles at your own pace and unlock fun new scenarios like bus rides, banquets, limo rides, and more. Sit back, relax, and find the perfect spot for everyone in Is This Seat Taken? Launching on Nintendo Switch later today.
Hey, another shadow drop. Remember, there were going to be 3
Your
according to
favorite big city just got even bigger.
That's right. Little Kitty Big City is back with a free update, chock full of brand new opportunities for mischief.
Use the cat customizer to give your kitty a fresh new look, or even recreate your favorite fur ball.
Once you're looking meowvelous, head out into the city to explore new areas, make new friends, and check in on some familiar faces.
Get your paws dirty as you learn skills from your puppy pal, or strut your stuff for the fanciest feline celebrity in the whole wide city.
With a catwalk like that, it's a good thing you can also unlock additional camera mode features to capture it all.
Say cheese!
That's not a cat pun.
You gotta be kidding me.
The Little Kitty Big City free picture perfect
Well written.
update launches on Nintendo Switch this year.
My God, damn.
We hope you're looking forward to the Nintendo Switch games you just saw.
Next up, let's take a look at some indies bound for Nintendo Switch 2.
Here we go.
Hey,
Oh.
we're back!
Back and under attack.
What? Ah! Put on a brave face, squad up with your friends, and hop into the diving bell as you try to go viral in the online co-op horror game. Content warning.
Grab your camera, courage, and cursed items for some shenanigans down in the depths of the old world.
Film as many happenings as possible before you run out of breath, batteries, or buddies.
As long as one of you makes it back to the surface, you can upload your footage to SpookTube, grab some popcorn, and watch the views roll in.
You've got 3 days to hit your view quota. More eyeballs equal more moolah. And the more ad revenue you can generate,
This is
the
like
better
a
gear you can
YouTube
acquire
video.
for your next run.
Yeah,
What
it's
could
very
possibly
interesting.
go wrong?
Fame and misfortune await in
All right.
content warning. Coming to Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch next year.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Kenny Sun, and today I'm excited to share Ball Pit. It's an action roguelite that fuses elements inspired by some of my favorite games, like Hold Down, Vampire Survivors, and Loop Hero. I'm working with an amazing team of artists who have brought the world to life with a beautiful low polypixel art style, as well as composer Amos Roddy, whose pulse-pounding soundtrack locks you into the rhythm of the action. We can't wait to share with you all.
I feel like you lost a bet.
Time to have a ball in the brand new survival roguelite, Ball Pit.
In the ruins of old Balbalon, you'll battle through auto-scrolling levels with brick-breaking style attacks using a bevy of balls that bounce around the battlefield.
I've seen this
You
game
better
before.
believe it. There are over 60 randomized balls
Never
to
seen
equip
this game.
and combine during your journey. Experiment with powerful and unexpected synergies to blast your way through the pit.
Collect resources as you progress to build out new Balbalon with over 70 distinct buildings, earning you additional power-ups, bonuses, characters, and more.
Looks
Each
like it has
region
quite
of
a
the
bit
pit
of depth.
offers its
for what
own
it is.
special set of hazards, on top of swarms of increasingly challenging foes and mighty screen-filling bosses. This pit is packed.
Fortunately, you'll meet other treasure hunters along the way who can add their individual skills and upgradable powers to your arsenal.
Experimentation and adaptation are crucial to the success of new Balbalon. So go out and create total chaos against the approaching hordes in Ball Pit, bouncing its way onto Nintendo Switch 2 this fall. and Nintendo Switch October 15th.
There's someone not scared of Pokemon.
スタジオスのブラインドの渋谷です。
音楽担当とのむです。
カイです。
グレイシャドウは私のホームである北海道の豊かな生態系や寒冷な気候からインスピレーションを受けて生まれました。
音楽ではその世界に共鳴すべく声も多用して情景を描きました。
自然にインスパイアされた、それでいて JRPG 的なスパイスの効いたアクションゲームです。遠い未来の海に住む海鳥の一羽として、彼らの視点で展開する物語を楽しんでください。
65 million years in the future, the Everwinter has encased Earth within a permanent layer of ice. But under the surface, a new chapter unfolds.
In Glacier, you play as a Twi, an evolved avian species descended from dinosaurs, endowed with the abilities needed to protect the Everwinter oceans.
These stunning underwater worlds are full of mysteries that are waiting to be explored and defended.
As you swim through these scenic vistas, you'll engage ferocious marine beasts in real-time combat, unleash melee and ranged attacks, along with special abilities to fell these foes.
Use experience gained from these battles to build up your Twi's wings and various abilities to become the Everwinter's ultimate protector.
Get ready to soar the seas at the end of time in Glacier, launching as a timed console exclusive on the Nintendo Switch 2 system this holiday.
Hey, look at that. Timed exclusive.
Before we go, let's check out a few more exciting indie games heading to Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
Oh, final game movie.
Ah,
Okay.
That's all for today's Indie World. We hope you enjoyed the games in today's showcase.
No
A
bonus.
big thank you, as always, to our indie community and partners for bringing their craft,
gotta be one more.
adventures, and imaginations to players on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
Follow our official Indie World account to stay up to date on the latest news from Indie World.
Until next time, happy
Really?
gaming!
So they didn't end it with one game. They ended with a scissor reel. Didn't see that coming.
now I'm curious what was
Wasn't the Japanese one?
yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to this view. I have to step out for a moment because I really need to go to the bathroom.
Cool.
That's right. We got Stash here. You can handle stuff.
All right. Let's see here. So, Indie Showcase. A lot of unique games that were shown. I was over here typing out a list of games, guys. So, Mina the Hollower, Demos available today. That's a big one. Of course, that was on my list of games that I hope we'd see today. And that's coming out on Halloween. The second game that was shown, Well Dweller, coming out in 2026. It's a Metroidvania. We saw the Metroidvania map. They showed it for like 3 seconds. That looks really cool. I like the art style. It has like a paper, almost like a paper craft art style that also gives me like Nightmare Before Christmas vibes a little bit, just a little. But that looks cool. And yeah, I can't get enough of Metroidvanias. I think that genre is exploding. And I said this last year when we live streamed the Game Awards that I expect one of these years soon for the Metroidvania genre to be recognized by the Game Awards, because if you play PC as well and you look at all the Metroidvania games on Steam that don't come to console, it's crazy how many new games we're getting every year. It's insane. So I think that deserves to be recognized. But Well Dweller, that looks very cool. Neverway, that was the farming sim with horror elements that looks like a Game Boy Color game, but modern day, and has a very cool, not just art style, but pixelated animation. So that's an exciting one. Jimzo over here in chat said that he is excited for Glaciered for the holiday season. And Kartkun, you said, yes, that's my comfort genre of game. Over here in, let's see, my chat, Andrew Francis, you said that content warning is a big one. Try and find you here in chat there. It's the wrong chat. But content warning, has anyone, is that a game that has already came out? I thought that might be on PC.
Content warning. Yeah, it's on PC already.
Okay. 9 out of 10 on Steam. Google users, 97% like that game. Seems like a big get. I was curious. They didn't say, obviously, in the trailer, but I was looking at the gameplay and on screen, I'm like, I wonder if this is going to use the camera in any way, being an online co-op. It could be a good game to use the camera, right?
Could be a great game to use the camera.
Prime, what are your thoughts on the show? People are interested to hear what you thought about it.
It felt weird not having a big game at the end. That part to me was like, kind of interesting. Honestly, we knew it was short and sweet today, so expectations are always kind of in check with Indie Worlds. Plus, it's short and sweet. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy overall. Obviously, Mina the Howler getting a demo was awesome. Didn't expect that today, so that's great. That also gives us a chance to go hands on before we have Celia be on in October. So that's going to be really cool. Plus, if she has any exclusive footage or anything we could show off, we'll talk about that with her closer to time. Then content warning obviously looked great. I haven't played it on PC, but it looks really cool. Ball Pit has always looked intriguing to me. Every time they show that game, it gets more and more complex. Neverway looked really good. Hurdling looked interesting. Glaciered as a timed exclusive on Switch 2. So we did get a Switch 2 only. I think that might have been the only one that was only Switch 2 in the whole show.
Yeah.
Winterboro. I've been keeping eyes on that one a little bit. Happy to see that in the sizzle reel. So Well Dweller too. That game had a really fascinating art style.
That's one I'm really excited for because it's obviously it's a Metroidvania. They flashed UFO 50,
It did, yeah.
and again, you Google it right now, Steam, 10 out of 10.
Jeez.
People loved it. People absolutely love UFO 50 and been calling for this to, release obviously on Nintendo. We've known that, but that should be a really fun one. I haven't played UFO 50 because I knew it was coming to Switch. So it's one I want to play.
Yeah, honestly, it's an indie world that was short and sweet. I haven't checked out what the bonus games were in Japan yet, but I mean, look, I don't. I'm gonna give it a B plus, and the only reason I'm not going A is because I was hoping for one big thing at the end. They went with the sizzle reel, which was fine, but I was hoping there was maybe just one more. For me, if Mina the Hollower was saved for the end, maybe it would have felt a little different. But they started off with it, so no, it was a really good showcase. I can't really think of a whole lot they could have did better for me. Like we could talk about indie games I wish were there. Ones we talked about last night that weren't here. Like I didn't really expect Hades 2 to be here. It was just kind of a hope. But things like Windblown or Mouse PI for Hire and stuff like there's other games I like to see. But what I like about Indie Worlds is there's so many indie games. It's pretty much an unpredictable show. You don't actually know what's going to be in it unless someone leaks stuff. So it makes it really fun to guess because, whenever you see us guess directs, especially now the last 2 times we've done direct predictions, you'll see us put a bunch of games in there that we expect because it seems obvious. Like we need dates for this, we need dates for that. And then none of those games have been in the direct yet. But we keep guessing like the same sort of stuff because we know that direct is coming. That direct's probably what's coming next after this one, the phase 3. That's the direct we're probably going to get that stuff in. So to me, it's indie showcases are really hard to let me down because I just expect them to be a showcase of mostly games that I haven't really been paying attention to. And that's what we got here. I'd never heard of Hurley until today.
No.
It's awesome.
That's really interesting. UFO 50 is out today.
Hell yeah. There you go. That's the third shadow drop then. I was wondering what the third one was.
Again, 10 out of 10 game on Steam. I don't know what the price is going to be. I think the price on Steam is $24.99. Let's see. $24.99 on Steam. It has 6,194 reviews on Steam, and it's a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. It literally says 5.0, and then the Steam review is a 10 out of 10. Like, it's pretty big.
I look at the poll here, 140 plus votes, 43% giving it a B, 10% with an A, so over 53% pretty much love the show. That's pretty good considering the indie worlds. Every time I do a polls for them, they always seem to be D's. So the fact that B is leading the way and then A is right there, that kind of gives you a more than 50% of the audience actually really enjoyed the show. That's pretty good. 26% at C, 21 at D. The biggest thing, obviously, whenever you guys rate stuff is we usually end up rating it for our personal taste, right? So like if there's a bunch of games you wanted to see that weren't there, then you weren't interested in what they showed. Indie worlds are interesting because you never really know what they're going to aim for. We've had indie worlds that were nothing but farming sims the whole time. So you never really know what to expect at these things. And that's what's exciting. This one, they had a good variety of stuff. And there was a farming sim game in there, not the farming sim, but there was one.
Yeah, Neverway, right?
Yeah,
with horror elements. That looks cool. Cart Gun here with the super chat. The devs of Well Dweller have never missed. I have 100% of their games. Rico, Islets, and Crypto Custodians 2, great Metroidvanias. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
I'll be checking that out.
Yeah, that's awesome. It was a good show. Do we know what the exclusives were in Japan?
No, I do want to see what that.
Yeah, there's got to be. glacier looked really good. No more. Now I'm seeing like screenshots of it now. It looked really good. Content warning. Is there anyone in the chat who's played content warning on PC? You could play the Japanese. I suppose I could play the Japanese direct while we're here. Not gonna understand anything they're saying, but I see new games. See if I can get their YouTube channel to pop up. There it is. So theirs is okay. I gotta find it. Where in here? Because they had a live. Okay, right here. Let me share this. And share screen. All right, so this is the Japanese one.
皆さんこんにちは。この映像は注目のインディータイトルを紹介する番組インディーワールドです。任天堂スイッチ2とスイッチで遊べるタイトルをお届けしますが、まずは任天堂スイッチで遊べるタイトルをご紹介します。黄色いウォーリーがお仕事をしてお金を稼ぐオブリーライフ。なのにウォブリーは常にフラフラ。大丈夫？島には仕事の依頼がいっぱい。
Just mute it. I suppose we can. It's not like we're going to understand anything being said. So yeah, this is Wobbly Life. They had it in the fine text in the corner. I was trying to see here. So this game looks interesting. You know, not my kind of game. I can see my kids being into this though.
Yeah, it does look interesting. See, there's a screen earlier where we had a map on the HUD right here with all the different icons and stars. It looks like there's a lot going on.
Oh yeah, lots of variety in this game.
Wave race.
There you go. See, we were watching the Ron Direct. We need a wave race. There it is, Wobbly Life. Cool. No, yep, we had this game. Is this seat taken? Yep. Let's see here. Just kind of skip around because they had a whole extra 5 minutes, which is an extra 25% of a direct. So maybe they had one big thing at the end. Oh, yeah, we had this one. Okay, so this is where it gets to the parts where it's like the same. Oh, this might be a different one. Okay, we did the Cartoon Super Chat. All right. James Hetfield saying that Nintendo Switch 2 has to be the worst console of all time. It's an interesting perspective because the console hasn't even been out for like 3 months. That feels like a take you can't have until the end of the generation.
Yeah, it's been out for basically 2 months.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, you can't really determine a whole generation this early. You can say maybe you're disappointed with the gen so far. I can understand that. That's fine. Generations always start slow. Even like people think like Switch's first year was amazing. I'm like, yeah, but it was still like this slow monthly cadence of releases. It wasn't like you were getting new games every day.
Yeah, I think in retrospect, when you look back at the first 12 months, you can say that, but we're literally 2 months in.
Mm-hmm.
We have 10 more to go.
Dylan says, as someone who's never been into indie games, a lot of those games look really cute and have been put on your radar. Well, there you go. And that's why they do these things, because you never know how many extra sales you're going to get for these indie devs. Give them attention. Kartgun as well says, Baba with you like game with Japanese kanji. Deal. That's what this game is. I'm like, this is definitely not a game we had.
It does look like Baba.
Yeah.
I have that physically.
Looks fun. But this is one we didn't have, obviously. Okay. I don't remember this either.
This might have been the Undusted Letters, possibly.
Oh yeah, that might have been, yeah. Jordan Gonzalez says they didn't care for the indie direct at all. That's all right. Indies aren't for everyone. It's just like watching a partner showcase. Some people don't really play third-party games like that. You know, they only play first party, or they only play like one company. Like there's some people that every year they just play like Fortnite, or they just play 2K every year. You know,
This is Strange Antiquities, actually.
okay.
I can tell. Yeah, I wrote out all the games, but this is definitely that.
I don't remember this one being in ours. Was it?
Yeah, it was, but it wasn't in detail. It was sizzle.
Oh, that's why I missed it. I was probably
Yeah.
typing out the name of one of the other games and then missed this one. Yeah, this is a much more detailed look. Maybe that's the difference. No sizzle reel.
Yeah, it might be actually.
I'm sure you saw what the best part about content warning is the ability to download the videos you recording game to make money. Yeah, well, that seems like what the point of the game was, right? Like you make these videos and then you download them and then you get views and make money. I don't think it's making real world money. It's just the concept of the game. I think that's really cool because it's basically taking like, hey, people like to be YouTubers and then combine it with people that like to film things, and let's make this really cool, interesting way to do it and make a game out of it. I mean, look, YouTuber life and stuff like that is already a game. Like, so there's already a game that's more based around that, but it is interesting. And yes, I've tried YouTuber life. It's kind of funny because as being a YouTuber and you play YouTuber life or the second one, it feels a little weird because there's some things about the game that just do not apply at all to my life as an actual YouTuber. But it was a nice reminder that there's so many different types of YouTubers that, you know, things go differently and how they would do their day would be different than how I would do mine.
I wonder when these are going to hit the eShop.
It's a good question. I wonder if the Mina demo's out right now. That'd be sick.
Published said in my chat that he's refreshing the eShop, waiting. I'm sure he's probably checking for. I think he's checking for UFO 50 and Mina. I'm guessing what 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah, probably. But I'm gonna get my eShop up just in case because I know Madden 26. By the way, if you guys have the $100 version, you can play that today in like 2.5 hours.
I'm very excited to hear what your thoughts are.
Yeah. Well, my first thing I want to do is check crossplay.
Yeah.
If that's not in, I'm already just instantly disappointed. But I already have it, so I'll play it. I'm not gonna get the $100 copy on Xbox. I'll wait till if I have to buy it on Xbox, it is what it is. But it's just because I'm in a league, guys, and my league, everyone plays on their own systems, and it's like, well, I want to play it off Switch, but
yeah, it makes sense.
I don't have high hopes because EA is EA. That being said, I do want that Mina demo, so I'm like, I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to check for it right now.
Yeah, same.
All right. So yeah, we did get 3 shadow drops today. So it's cool.
I don't see anything yet. I don't even see Mina.
Yeah, I don't even see the game
in here at all. So
I feel like I'm dumb that I don't even see the game. So it must be launching on the eShop today too. Cool.
Yep.
It'll probably it did say later today, so that mean right now. Cool. You're not sure what Shadow Drop Switch Force was antsy to play? Well, there was 3 of them. But I can tell you right now, what's the one I'm trying to download? Mina. The Shadow Drop of the Mina Hollower demo, to me, is hype as hell. Like that, starting off with that just guaranteed I was going to like the show regardless of what would happen next. So I'm assuming that he was talking about Mina the Hollower demo because that's really exciting. But there were 2 other Shadow Drops. One of them was that 50 game.
UFO 50.
UFO 50. And then what was the other one? Oh, I just should have marked Shadow next to it. I can't remember which one it was.
It's is this seat taken?
Is this seat taken? Yeah, that's the other one. So those are the 3 Shadow Drops. And to me, the most exciting is obviously the Mina the Hollower demo. But those other ones are good too. Those other
Ball
ones.
Pit looks really cool. It looks like it has potential to have like that addicting kind of indie game formula to it, like Balatro, how that was addicting. I could see Ball Pit having some addicting elements that make it a real hit.
So X6 and Leeches, yeah, but they all look lame and a demo doesn't count. Well, you can't determine what counts for what someone's excited for. A demo is a shadow drop. We did not know. We'll put it this way: we can play something today that we didn't know we could play until the direct happened. It might just be a demo, but it's an exciting demo. It's fine. Like I kind of look at it like this: like when people say like there's an exciting, how many times did Switchforce say, there's an exciting shadow drop, or at least, and then he said, or at least I think it's exciting. So
Yeah,
his taste in games don't have to be your taste. Maybe Mina the Hollower wasn't the one he's excited. Maybe it was UFO 50. Maybe it was this. Is this seat taken? I don't know which of those 3 shadow drops he was legitimately excited about. But he did say that there was one that he was excited about. So, like here's the bottom line. This is the problem with indie worlds. I think this isn't really a problem with the indie world. This is a problem with, I think, how gaming conversations work. You knew today was an indie world day, right? This is what we knew. So if you're not someone who plays a wide variety of indie games, high chance you aren't going to like the indie world, right? Regardless of what's shown in it. Because if you only play the most high profile indie games, or you just don't play them at all, yeah, you're going to watch this showcase and think this all looks lame. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that opinion, but it's also like that you can't hold that against a YouTuber that they were talking about this particular show the whole time and they're excited about things in the show just because it doesn't appeal to you. If you didn't know, Switchforce is well known to play lots of indie games. Thunderstash, well known. Look at his channel. He plays a lot of indie games. You have to recognize that this show was never going to be for you regardless. So why make fun of someone who was excited for it just because it's not the kind of showcase that you like? That's just the way I feel. I think it's dumb when we do that.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I really do. There's not much more I can add to that. Comes to indie games, I think it's important if you look at the big picture of indies and why they're indies and how they became indie studios. A lot of it is so that they can follow their creative dreams, aspirations, because you can't do that at the big AAA company. So a lot of these folks start off as developers at the big AAA companies. And you're making games based on sometimes how much money it can generate, not on creativity. And that's when they break off and form their own studios so they can make their own games. And we see the risk taking, right, in the indie space. We don't see it in the AAA because you can't. One false move, your studio can go under. We see it all the time. They don't have the money to do that. They got shareholders to
Even
appease.
when you make great games, there's no guarantee you won't be dissolved. Look at that last Prince of Persia game. Company's gone now. Studio doesn't exist, even though that thing was highly praised. Or Hi-Fi Rush. I know that studio did somehow survive, but they weren't going to for a while. But they were able to negotiate a deal and go independent and got lucky they're still around. But that's the thing. When you're working at these big companies, even making a great game doesn't guarantee that your studio is going to be around.
No, sure don't.
So that's the benefit of being independent is you need way less sales to be profitable, and not just profitable, but a lot of these indie studios, like they're trying to do it for a living. So think about only having to support, one person or a handful of people. You don't need millions and millions and millions and millions of revenue coming in. You get enough profits where everyone's making somewhere in the 6 digits, and you're pretty good. So there's less pressure to get, oodles and oodles of sales. You just have to make a great game and hope that the cream will rise to the top.
The more I look at this game,
Ball Pit,
yeah, because they were showing a clip earlier, and it looked like it was a boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this looks really quite interesting. Like that's a very unique gameplay formula that you're not going to see anywhere else. You never see that out of a AAA, which
No, for sure not. Definitely not.
this is why it's good that indies exist, because they move the medium forward by the risks they take.
Yeah, and they, that's why I'm also glad that companies do these showcases. Like for all those showcases that we had, all the indie shows during the summer, like this showcase is probably going to have over 1 million views, and that's a lot of eyeballs to put on a bunch of indie games. So I'm really happy for these indie devs even get this out. This is one that I don't think we had.
Yeah, I think this again, this might have been. It was shown, but it was in a sizzle.
Because this, I don't remember any of this.
I think this is Opus Prism Peak.
Opus Prism. Yeah, I wrote that down. Oh yeah, this might be that game. Might be that game. Yeah, it's Opus. Yeah, Carcon's confirming it's Opus. Cool. So yeah, this wasn't the sizzle reel. Yep, there it is. We just didn't get a full trailer. Hey, Nintendo of America, maybe just do it this way. Give us the full trailers instead of the sizzles.
Yeah, I'd be down for that too.
Pico Park 2, yeah.
Is this? This looks like it's using the mouse Joy-Con for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was in the state of play or something. Yeah. Yeah, Nintendo has been really locking down, like no one can announce much outside of our events for coming over. So that's why a lot of people are waiting for that big general direct, because there are like so many third-party games that we've heard or had rumored, like Red Dead Redemption 2, and everyone's like, well, when are we going to find out? Whenever Nintendo lets the companies talk, which is at their events. I that's probably going to get more relaxed the more we get into the generation, but it's still, I've never been a huge fan that Nintendo does this at times. Makes everyone hold back announcements.
Yeah, I think once we get out of the launch window, right? That 9-month launch window, like once we get out of, once we get out of the holiday season, really. 2026, I presume that would change.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. We have another super chat from Attack the Backlog, friend of our channel. Buying me that weird horror content creator game. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Content warning? Hell yeah.
Yeah, that looked cool.
Content warning looked good. That looked good. I don't remember this game either. Did I just... Oh, okay. No, they're doing a little sizzle. Maybe it's more of a recap. Yeah, they're doing a recap sizzle. I'm curious if they had one big game at the end. For those who know, we're watching the Japanese one right now. We already watched the normal one for our language, but that might be it.
And then yeah, we saw this was Glacier.
Yeah, this must be. They must have saved this as their one more thing. Yeah, yep, Glacier. Yeah, so they used Glacier as their closer. It looks like. Which this is a timed Switch 2 exclusive.
Let me highlight this comment so I can reply to it. X-Ticks and Leeches said that it's kind of ridiculous to expect early adopters to wait 9 months for a real good selection of content. We do have stuff to play, but we're kind of just waiting here. Just to respond to that, again, we're 2 months in. Switch launched on June 5th. It's August 7th. And we're going to have a ton of games announced. So like, I know we do have stuff to play right now. Absolutely. I have so many games to play. And we look at Switch 1 upgrades too. There's that. I think we're going to get more Switch 2 edition games. that haven't been announced. But I'm saying 9 months for third-party developers to have the freedom, right, to announce their new games on their own and not within a structured presentation where Nintendo kind of is running point on the narrative. I think that's kind of what we're seeing right now. And I think that 9 months later, which is the launch window, Nintendo considers 9 months the launch window. After that, then everyone will be on their own. Would you presume like that would probably be how it goes, Nate?
Yeah, I mean, look, I get his frustration, talking about early adopters, waiting, 9 months for a real good selection of content. I mean, what did you expect? You can't flood the market because the games aren't going to sell, right? So think about it like this: there was all those launch games, right? Tons of them. I got a fat stack of them right here. All those launch games, but you got to consider that, that only 8.67 million or whatever games sold, despite there being 5.82 million or whatever shipped of Switch 2s in June. And a majority of those sales we know were Mario Kart World, which means most people didn't get anything besides that at launch. So, and you could be like, oh, it's because the games don't appeal to them. I mean, yeah, that's one thing you can say. You can also say because it's expensive at launch, and a lot of people aren't going to get more than just the bundle at launch because it's a lot of money. So then you want them to start spamming with games. Well, there's not a big audience to spam those games to. It's a small install base. So companies aren't going to want their big games to just all rush out at launch. Sometimes you want to become like the de facto go-to third-party game at launch. I think Cyberpunk probably took that crown and probably did well. But everyone else, we heard stories before that some people weren't happy with their sales of games on Switch 2 at launch. People try to blame key cards, try to blame whatever, but the fact is it's an expensive system and most people aren't buying more than one game at launch. That's how it is. Not everyone's crazy like me and has saved up thousands of dollars for launch. Like most people, no, I got enough money for the system in one game. And I probably got the bundle, so that's probably the game I got, or the system, and maybe one other game. And maybe that one other game is Fast Fusion because it's only $15, or maybe it's Welcome Tour. It's only $10. It's something cheap, So I kind of look at this as no system 2 months in has a robust library. None of them. Literally none. You can't tell me a single console launch that had a robust library 2 months in. And that includes Switch, by the way, that we praise its first year. Yeah, we praise its first year, not 2 months. Because what was the game in month 2? A rehash of a Wii U title.
Yeah.
We got a brand new Mario Kart and a brand new 3D DK. You can argue that's already a better start than the Switch, but the reason it doesn't feel like it is because Breath of the Wild felt transcendent at launch. So that did a lot of heavy lifting because the second month it was a Wii U game. Like we just look back at that so fondly. So you talk about having to wait 9 months. Well, yeah, in 9 months the library is going to look nice. You're going to have Splatoon Raiders. You might even have Dust Bloods that's been announced. You're going to have ZA. You're going to have Metroid Prime 4. You're going to have Kirby Air Riders. You're going to have the DK Bonanza. And after those 9 months, we might know exactly when the next 3D Mario is coming and all those new announcements that are going to happen in the next 9 months. So yeah, 9 months in, everything's going to look really cool. It's going to look like this big library that we have. Well, that's because Nintendo isn't like PlayStation and Xbox. 9 months in feels like we have so much because they're giving us something to play every month, which is not what most companies do because they don't have that production line. Even this month, we could talk about how, well, they don't have a big game this month. No, but they do have a new game. There's the DLC, but there is a new game. They've had a new game every month. And this month's Dragon Drive. Next month, we don't know what it is yet. They haven't announced it, but there's probably going to be a new game next month as well. And a new game after that. And these are like exclusives that you have to buy the system to play. After next week, there will be 3 Nintendo published exclusives you have to buy a Switch to play. 4 if you count Welcome Tour. So that's quite a bit in like 2.5 months. So third parties are like the big thing. But then I consider, hey, I just talked about it earlier. I'm going to be playing Madden 26 today on my Switch 2. We haven't had a Madden game on Nintendo in 13 years. So even if, you know, it ends up that it doesn't have the crossplay that I want or anything, I'm still probably going to use it sometimes. I'll have it at PAX. You know, maybe after Stash kicks my ass in 2K, I make him come to my territory with Madden. A little payback.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to find HB Toss and Pass.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, hey, after he wipes the floor with me, it's comeback time. Then we got to figure out what the third decider game is going to be. But whatever, we'll figure that out then. The point is that like it's
might have
fun.
to be WWE.
Oh, WWE! God,
I haven't played it.
Yeah, there you go. One neither one of us have really played. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or hey, if my analog 3D is here, I will bring it. If it arrives, I'll bring it, and then you know what we're playing. No Mercy or Revenge. Yeah. I don't care.
And guys, we're getting a lot of news this month. I don't know if you guys heard at the beginning. We know the lineup for Gamescom. Nintendo announced it. And so there's a whole bunch of games that's going to be in my video today. But a lot of the games, like Silksong, Nintendo's demoing Silksong. It's not just Microsoft at Gamescom. So I'm curious if PlayStation is there, if they might also be demoing it, if everyone's just going to be. That also, to me, feels like the release date must be happening at Opening Night Live, because if the big guys are all demoing the game, kind of feel like there's going to be news about it at Opening Night Live. That said, they're demoing a bunch of big third-party games that we don't have release dates for. And so there's going to be a bunch of news this month. Like, guess what? We're going to have full videos of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade running. That's not just promotional material. Like, people are literally playing the game this month on Switch 2. You know, same with Borderlands 4, right? Same with obviously Hades 2, which we have seen already, so it might not be as exciting, but we have seen that one. More Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. If it's a new demo, that's gonna be sick. I back in my mind, I'm kind of thinking it might be the same demo as the Switch 2 experience, but what if it's not? What if they fresh baked a new demo? That could be really exciting. We're gonna get ZA footage this month.
Yeah,
that's being demoed, right? So that's gonna be nice to get some non-marketing footage on that. Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. EA Sports FC 26. I'm not even that big into the old FIFA games, but people want to know how that game plays. They want to know how it holds up. So we're getting a lot of really good news this month just from the events happening, because Nintendo is now in the full marketing spree this month. They are beginning their holiday marketing now. And that's crazy because we don't have all these things I'm talking about. We don't have dates. We don't have dates for any of these games. But yet they're doing all this marketing this month, which probably tells you at the next third phase direct, probably going to know when all these games are coming out.
Plus, like, I look at it too, these are all known quantities that are coming. There's still room for games that we don't know are coming that could very well be releasing this year, which is very, very interesting to me. Like, I think at the next direct, we're going to see games that are coming out this year. Because if you look at the calendar, again, like I said, I have an Excel sheet with the release dates. There's a lot of gaps. And I do think they're going to get filled. I don't think they're going to just go without releasing games in these huge gaps there are. I think there's gaps there for a reason. And some of those reasons are going to be the games that we know that don't have dates yet. But I think games that we don't know are going to be released. I think there's ports that are going to be plugged in right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are there any games on the eShop yet? That I don't know. As I said, I'm not sure how the releases work. I know that Madden's not available till 11 my time, so that's 2 hours and 5 minutes from now. And I don't know if that's specifically just for that game or if that's just when the eShops allow updates. Sometimes the updates are when, like, every day there's like a certain time that all the shops update. I always wondered if, like, this early access, because I have the 7-day early access. Well, it's already the 7th. I can't play yet. Well, because you got to wait for when the shop allows the update.
Oh, Published just said in chat that Fangamer has a pre-order up for standard and deluxe physical version of UFO 50.
Well, there you go. Glad to see there's going to be some physical stuff there. Always happy to see that. Yeah, I'm even looking at the Switch 2 section. They haven't updated it yet. The Glacier's not here. Which is, I mean, I don't think the eShop's updated yet. 1 second.
I like that box art too for the physical. Yeah, I'm hoping maybe at 7 my time. So in roughly 5 minutes, maybe we'll get an update on the eShop. You can check that stuff out. Hyped to try Mina.
Oh yeah, that's what I keep refreshing for. I'm like, I want to get Mina on here. I haven't got to the Elliot demo yet either, but I will. I will.
There have I.
The problem is this week is like I have to finish my Yakuza 0 stuff today, and then I also want to make sure I actually put some time into the NSO playtest because I literally haven't even booted it up yet. So I want to make sure I get some hours in there.
Yeah,
and
same here.
I got such a jam-packed day of gaming, and I gotta get a video out, and I'm supposed to live stream tonight. I'm too much going on.
It's a lot. It's heavy duty. Yeah, I got a packed day too with gaming because we got that. I got to play Elliot, Mina, the play test. I do need to log in, do that, play it, fill out my survey, and then Turbo Kid, and then Saturday too is the Dragon Drive Jam Fest.
That too.
I got it balled up.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be. Yeah, so I'm not gonna get to these demos till sometime next week, guys. Because I'm so loaded with stuff I gotta try to squeeze. Like I literally like the Dragon Drive and the playtest. That's limited time stuff. I gotta get that stuff in. And then this, even though I can't talk about the playtest, thanks Nintendo. Someday I hope I'll be able to. Someday. And show footage and not get copyright striked. Super chat on Stashers said thanks for the recent reviews. They were great.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support.
Let's see here. Yeah, we have no, for those wondering, there's no bonus podcast today. And I think I saw someone ask that earlier. We don't really do bonus podcasts for anything other than partner and general directs. I'm not saying that an event can't happen that creates an exception. But it would be something that we didn't know probably ahead of time that created the exception. Like, as an example, Opening Night Live is in the middle of the day on Tuesday the 19th. If it's like nothing but Switch 2 City, that probably warrants an extra episode. But that's something that we're not planning for because it probably won't. But, so that it would be like one of those things. Like all of a sudden, we're not planning to do anything extra for the Game Awards the day after, and all of a sudden, boom, the Game Awards just has like 30 Switch 2 announcements. It's like, well, okay. And we're not waiting a week to talk about that.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's, there's unique situations that could happen, but if you guys want to know partner showcases and general directs, those are the ones that we kind of do the bonus directs for. But, that's why we're taking some extra time now to talk about these indie games because we're not going to be doing this tonight. We're going to be moving on to all those games we got to play. Will I be streaming? As I said earlier, Pokemon fan, I should be. The plan is for me to be streaming Opening Night Live. I have to drop off my SUV to get the hitch fixed. But that's in the morning, so it'll be all good. Yeah, I'll be here. Will Stash be with me? I don't know, idea. Maybe. See how that works. That's what day is that? The 19th. That's right. It's the 19th.
For
Opening Night Live for Gamescom. That's like it's like a gaming showcase before Gamescom begins.
That sounds like fun. Yeah, I would totally do that. Especially since I play games on every platform.
And that's one where Silksong might be because Silksong's at Gamescom.
Yeah, I'd totally be down to do that. That sounds like a great time.
And it's in English. It's hosted by Jeff Keighley.
Hey, so I just backed out of the eShop and went back in. Mina's up. The demo's not yet.
Oh.
But there's 2 SKUs for it. There's a Switch 1 and a Switch 2 SKU.
Oh, of course.
Well, that's
That means that
interesting.
they have Switch 2 dev kits.
Yeah, because they haven't said that there's a Switch 2 version.
No.
So that's new
yes.
information. I wonder if they're going to speak on that publicly now that there's 2 versions up on the eShop. Siggy in chat said he's downloading Mina now. Maybe I
Okay.
need to back out again.
So I'm on the Switch 2 version. Yeah, I see the Switch 2 version. That's sick. I gotta heart that and put it in my wish list. I don't see the demo. Maybe it's a Switch 1 demo only. Let me see. No, I'm not seeing. I love this. On the Switch version, it says Switch 2 compatibility untested. Well, yeah, because you have a Switch 2 version.
Interesting. Siggy said he's in the UK eShop. Maybe that's why.
Okay, yeah. They might time zone differences might have updated over there already. Okay. Well, hopefully they have the Switch. I hope they have a demo for Switch 1 and Switch 2. Oh, so the Switch 2 version, here's some extra info. It supports HDR and 120 hertz.
Oh, sweet.
So there you go. It's right there on the eShop. Yep. It says that those are the supported features. So that might be all it is. I assume higher resolution too, guys, obviously. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a true 4K game.
I feel like Mina is a game that will get a nice physical edition at some point.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, they didn't announce that today. It's kind of interesting they didn't really announce the Switch 2 version or want to advertise that, hey, all that sick, slick gameplay you can do at 120 on Switch 2.
Yeah, it is interesting.
That's cool.
UFO 50 is up.
UFO 50.
It's up now. Up for purchase, so it's there. Okay.
UFO. Well, obviously the update just went through. The demo's not live yet. Because Mina wasn't there a moment ago. Yep, there's UFO 50. Oh, that's right. Yeah, this game did look good. It's got like such a weird combination of different types of games.
Yeah. It definitely does. That's what's got me.
The screenshot makes me so nostalgic.
I know, like Shadowgate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Up to 3 players.
It's just not up for us yet, Mina.
But it'll be here.
Yeah.
Oh, we have drag and drive icons on NSO. Look at that. Nintendo's dropping all sorts of updates today. There we go. See, yeah, this is why there was no news video yesterday, guys. They were waiting for today to give us news. Oh, this is a big announcement. Just for the space that we exist in, not so much, for like games in general. Just was announced today. Digital Foundry is now fully independent, no longer owned by IGN.
Interesting.
So they were part of Eurogamer when IGN's parent company, Ziff Davis, bought it all out. And so they've been part of IGN for a while. And now they just announced today that they are completely independent.
Interesting.
So they bought out the shares in their company. They just talked to IGN and just bought them out to get out on their own.
I'm curious, the reasons behind it.
Whether you like Digital Foundry or not, like it's still really cool for them to make. One, it's a risky move. It's always risky to go independent because one thing about having the backing of a place like IGN is your job security. You got paychecks coming in. As long as you keep the views coming, they're not going to cut your show. But that is also a risk that they could cut your show, but there's a high chance they won't because Digital Foundry's content does so well. But also IGN gives you access. Digital Foundry's talked in the past how, sometimes they don't get games earlier. IGN can guarantee that. So no IGN could mean we also are not going to be getting access to everything You know, going independent can be scary that way. But also, as they note here, you know, it says Digital Foundry has parted with IGN, and we bought their shareholding business at Richard Ledbetter. But this means that from now on, all assets of Digital Foundry are decided to buy Digital Foundry. So we answered. So as an example, there was an ad they ran. I remember they put like a Zelda Switch 2 trailer or something at one point on their channel leading up in the launch of, and people were mad at them about it. I guarantee that was an IGN decision, not their decision.
That's what I was thinking too.
Because like that was so out of when they did that, I'm like, that's just so weird. They've never done anything like that. And it felt weird because they're a company that does reviews. And when you do reviews, like it's not so much that you can't have ads. Like if like people buy an ad on YouTube, it's whatever. But it's like, you know, people are going to question your bias if you're doing these paid pure advertising videos. Like that just makes people go like, well, now you're in Nintendo's pocket. It's like, well, no, the money didn't even go to us. It went to IGN.
Exactly.
You know, so like decisions like that. That's probably why they bring that up. Hey, this is decided by us now. No one can tell us what to do. And I think that's one situation where they were told. And then they said we answered to nobody but you, the audience. We are fully independent. We're proud of that. We think it's the future of games media. Here, yeah, independent coverage is that's been the past, future, present for a while now.
I agree.
Not that IGN's irrelevant, guys. Still respect the folks over there, but you don't need an IGN anymore if you want to have gaming coverage out there. But how far we push, how ambitious we want to be, well, that's where you come in. It's an exciting new chapter for Digital Foundry. Cool. And I don't know if they're switching over to a fan supported model or if they're just doing enough on their own. Because I haven't watched the video yet. This is just some quotes from it, but because you know a lot of people when they go independent, they supplement it with Patreons and stuff.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I have a Patreon. I just never talk about it.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. Wilberforce Booster said Stealth posted that Silk Song will be playable at Nintendo's booth at Gamescom. I'm sure he did. You know where you could also heard that first right here.
Yeah.
About 7:05 a.m. Central Time when we talked about Silk Song being playable at Nintendo's booth. Now, shout out to Stealth. I don't know when he got his post up, but it was like within minutes of that news dropping, we were already talking about it. So
this Graveyard Keeper game that Cardkin suggested looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to get it now because I'm backlogged, but it is on the wish list.
Later, X6 and Leeches, go rest that back up, man. Yeah. Body pains and aches. Done there.
Yep.
And there. You wonder if Digital Foundry going separate had to do with the backlash they got for the Switch 2 bad reviews? I don't think so. And you say bad reviews, like that's their opinion and their technical analysis. You know, I wouldn't say any of their Switch 2 reviews have been bad. The stuff that we were critical of was more so their projections about what Switch 2 could do over the last year when they hadn't gone hands-on and had no direct knowledge. And it was very clear that some of their projections were wrong. And so, and now they've actually recognized that now that the system, they've admitted to it. Now that the system's out, they have it. They've been doing testing that like it is more capable than they thought it would be. You know, it is doing things like there are games trying to use DLSS that, you know, so it's a whole lot of, you know, like they said there's no way it'll have any ray tracing support. And while we haven't seen a game really use it, they're now admitting, okay, ray tracing could get used in some circumstances now. They're coming around on it. So, yeah, it's one of those that, like, heading into Switch 2, they created a lot of animosity with some Nintendo fans because they were talking hypotheticals, but they were talking more in a negative way with the hypotheticals. Now they have it, and they're actually kind of impressed with the hardware. And they're very curious to try out games now like Star Wars Outlaws that they would think in the past were not even possible. So we'll see what happens. But I look in general, just as like a compadre, you know, they're now independent content creators like we are. I'm very happy for them. And you know, we'll see what they do. We'll see if their content changes. I don't really know how much was their decision and how much was other companies' decisions, but I look forward to see what they do in the future. and hopefully it works out for them and they're really successful. So regardless if you like them or not, it's always nice to see, people split off from the big corporations.
It's exactly how I feel. I celebrate that all day.
And they have a big audience. So like, it's okay if you don't like them. They have their own audience. Like there's people that don't like me. It's fine. Whatever. Oh, and the poll there. It's still pretty close to 50-50. You combine A and B together. It's pretty close. 48%. 27% C, 23% D on 477 votes. What game's 120 FPS? It's said on the eShop for the Switch 2 version of Mina the Hollower. If you scroll down, it says supported Switch 2 features, and it mentions HDR and 120 hertz. Now, does that mean it's 120 FPS? Or does it mean they're using variable refresh rate, so they needed 120 hertz to do like 40? I don't know. But based on the game, you look at it, it's probably 120.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a kind of game that would struggle to hit 120 on the system.
If Metroid Prime can run at 1080, 120.
Yeah. Like, let's be realistic. When it says 120 hertz support, it means it's getting 120 FPS.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And again, that's one of those things where the gameplay is just going to feel smoother. And I obviously they don't say resolutions, but I assume it'll be. I mean, look, it's a pixel game. If it can't hit 4K, then I don't know what we're doing anymore.
Yeah.
And even if it's not, 1440p and it's upscale. Okay, whatever. Because 1440p is 120. You guys know we can get that 1440p 120 on TV. So you might not want it to be 4K. There'll probably be a 4K 60 FPS mode though.
Probably.
Like there's no reason not to. I mean, come on, they're doing it with Fast RMX. So like if they're doing it with that game, then this game can do it. What's real more exciting is we now know Yacht Club Games for sure has a Switch 2 dev kit. We don't know who has it and who doesn't. Now we know they are one of the ones with one.
I wonder when this Shovel Knight is going to be coming out.
That's a good question.
Because I'll pick it up for sure.
It's almost like we have someone from the company coming on in October. We should just ask them.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to ask if we haven't heard by then for sure.
I suspect to get a non-answer, but look, if there's anyone to ask, it's her.
Yeah,
like she's like head of marketing over there, so she'll know what she can and can't say.
We'll have to dig in a little bit.
It'd be funny if she's like head of marketing. So if she says something she's not supposed to say, what is she supposed to yell at herself?
Right.
Oh, whoops! I revealed the release date before you're supposed to announce it. My bad. Well, it's out there now.
I hope so.
I gotta text the CEO quick and let him know I fucked up.
That'd be great.
I mean, it would be great for our podcast. I don't know that it would be great for her. By the way, she's obviously, guys, she's been doing podcasts and stuff and been drilled. She's trained. She's not going to slip up like that. She's not going to accidentally toss a release date out that's not supposed to. But she does expect questions, though. Like, she wants us to ask questions, dig deep on Mina. And she knows she works at Yacht Club, so she's going to get questions about Yacht Club and other stuff they have going on. I can see one of the questions being like, hey, so obviously you guys have a Switch 2 dev kit because there's a Switch 2 version of this game. How long you guys had that bad boy for? Maybe she'll answer, maybe not. Maybe she doesn't even know.
What I will say is, now that we see, of course, that Mina has a Switch 2 SKU with enhanced performance, I expect this for Shovel of Hope DX. It hasn't been announced, obviously, for Switch 2, but you would expect almost, if not the same performance specs on a Switch 2 edition of Shovel of Hope DX. Why not, right?
Yeah. Is Beat 'em Ups live? I have no idea. If he might have live streamed it on Twitch. A lot of his lives are on Twitch. I assume he would have streamed the indie thing, but I don't know. I don't know if he did.
Oh, Nate, check the private chat. Sent you a link there. A game that just was announced within the last hour with a release date and a trailer.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he streamed on Twitch, so he probably didn't stream it, but I could check his YouTube. All right, let me private chat here. Okay. So Demon School. All right. Let me show this. I put it over here on the different screen. All right. Share screen. Demon School. All right, here we go. I really want you to know what's the third.
I know.
Come on, it's gonna be September 3rd one more time. There it is.
It's right in time for back to school.
That's funny. That's funny. Looks good.
Yeah, it looks like it won a handful of indie awards there.
Yeah, looks good. September 3rd. Won't forget that. Just keep flashing that on the screen. UFO 50 is excellent, says Verkster. Don't sleep on it. There you go. Someone vouching for UFO 50 that dropped today. $24.99, I think it was. $25 game.
And Published said the physical isn't shipping till February 20th. So a long time if you're waiting. I'll probably just pick it up digitally at this point now.
I was gonna say, I wonder if Switch Force live streamed it, but I see he put a video up, so that means no. There's a strategy on YouTube. You can either live stream it or you can make a recap video. There's not really, it's hard to really do both.
Yeah, I've noticed
So
that.
he did a recap video calling it the best indie world ever. Of course, he knew what was going to be in it, so that helps.
Yeah,
I video made even before it happened.
I presume he's hyped as well, like we are for Mina.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch what he which one of those shadow drops was the one that he was excited about, because now you can say it out loud. Nintendo Land is live right now too. It's funny. His title of his thing says Nintendo Direct Indie Showcase live reaction, right? And then Mario Kart World with you, and then you mouse over and he's playing DK Bonanza. Oh, that Mario Kart World really lasted a long time.
Right?
Anyways. Illustrasaurus says, I think Beat 'em Ups is being really hard on himself because of people's reactions to his experiment. He probably didn't feel like streaming. Yeah, he did an impromptu live stream on his YouTube channel that me and everyone else told him not to do, because he publicly admitted he was spiraling, and I could tell the whole time talking to him over the last handful of days that, you know, it's really weighing on him. He really does not like upsetting people, and knowing that his experiment legitimately emotionally hurt people, or even had like YouTubers getting extra flack thrown their way. Like I've had extra shit thrown my way, even just up to yesterday. There were still people being like, "You learn nothing from beat 'em ups." It's like, what the fuck?
I got it too.
Yeah,
and I'm like I cover everything, man.
I'm a game reviewer. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah,
it had nothing to do with me.
I know, like me, really?
I guess because we talk about it on the podcast. Like, okay,
yeah, I think it was just the association.
Yeah, the
Guilty
association
by association. I'm like,
it's not like we don't like talking about rumors. Of course we do. It's fun, but it's
great fun.
I feel for him because I know how hard it is to feel bad that something you did that you thought would just like be this one-off for fun, it's kind of cool investigative thing, actually led to people not just getting hate. Like he really hates that anyone's getting hate from his video, because that was not the point. But that's one of those, and he's talked about this, oversights. Like there's a lot of oversights when he made this, and he just wasn't thinking about. Like, of course people are going to believe me, because look who I think. Sometimes you forget who you are because you live in that your own bubble on YouTube. Sometimes you kind of forget that, dude, millions of people follow me. Of course people were gonna know what I said and hang on every word. And of course, because of who I am and how big I am, and that I've never done anything like this, people of course were going to believe me, because why? as he pointed out in my video, like why, Prime even said, hey, why would beat 'em ups do this unless it was something? There has to be a reason, right? And there was a reason. The reason was the experiment. But, it's like, yeah, he comes across as an authority figure because he hates rumors and leaks, and yet he put something out there, which means it might be something he came across and was excited about. And that's not the case, obviously. And now we know, obviously, never cover that kind of stuff from him in the future. He says he's never going to do it again. So I think he just feels really bad about that, about Animal Crossing fans. There's a lot of them. Like he talked about how what he really feels bad for are the people that don't watch his content and aren't going to see his video and heard about this rumor through the spread, that now this just isn't happening. And those people don't get any answers for it. There's no payoff or reward for them of learning about the experiment or anything. They just get to be disappointed and upset. And that bothers him too. And I did tell him that I think the best thing he should do is take a break. But he informed me on some commitments he has behind the scenes where he literally just can't take a break right now. And that does suck. And I understand that as a content creator. There's commitments I have at times that it doesn't matter if I don't want to work today. I have to, like yesterday. I'll give you one example for me. I had a sponsorship. I had no news to talk about yesterday. Literally, it was going to be a day with no video that I could even, I had no discussion topics ready. And so that video you saw yesterday that I actually thought turned out pretty well, I just turned on the camera and started talking. I didn't actually know what was going to happen because I had no thought going into it. I'm like, okay, I need to do a discussion video on something. And so I just started talking, and it led to the negative, which then led to the positive. And I'm like, I think this is actually pretty good. Now I'm going back through it editing. Like, this is actually, I know it's a very low effort in terms of like no editing kind of video, but I thought I made some good points. I hope that the rambling made sense.
I liked it.
But like I had to get a video out. Like no matter what, I couldn't just not, I could have just kept working on my Yakuza 0 thing and just left it alone and be like, well, I'll just skip today. But I couldn't. I had a commitment to a sponsor. I had to get a video out. So I'm like, okay, well, I want to get a video out that gets okay views. I think it's creeping up to 10K. I think. I haven't checked it this morning. But so I hope the sponsor was happy with that. Because I do want to make the sponsors happy. They're paying me money. I can't guarantee them sales, but I want to guarantee, hey, the day that we agreed to do stuff is the day it's happening.
Yeah.
Regardless of what I got going on. So, anyways, so yeah, I feel for beat 'em ups. Long story short, I understand the concern. And I think he just needs a break, and I just don't know when he's going to get it. Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't beat himself up too much.
But yeah,
for real.
He really needs to, if he's going to have to keep working, just move on to other content and try really hard to like mute all the threads and everything related to what he did, or even if he can ignore the comments. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough when you feel really guilty. Film Watcher 96 wanted to listen to the Mina demo is supposedly live right now.
It is. I'm downloading it.
Do they have a Switch 2 version demo?
No. So
Just
far, it's Switch 1.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
It could change.
Yeah, it could change. It could be one that comes later. And to be fair, they didn't even mention the Switch 2 version at all. So
yeah, for all we know, that SKU isn't supposed to be up. And I should screenshot it before it's taken down.
Probably not. You mentioned it's like, oh, actually,
You can't screenshot the eShop, so I'm gonna have to do it the old school way.
The old school way. Yeah. So, oh no, there is a Switch 2 demo. Wait, what?
Oh, there is. It's up now.
Oh shit! I'm downloading it right now.
Sweet, me too.
Yeah.
Okay. No need then to record this.
yeah, it's definitely meant to be up then.
And let me go delete the Switch 1 version.
I'm like, do I download the Switch 1 demo too? The symbols look exactly the same. You can't tell which one's which. So no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave the Switch 2 one.
Cool. All right.
That's sweet. Demo for Mina the Hollower. Hell yeah. That's exciting. I know it sucks. I'm not going to play until next week, but that's okay. I got to dive in the Elliott one too. And I have faith the Elliott one, they're going to let you have the save data to transfer over. Square's been pretty good about that with their HD 2D demos. Let you bring your save file on over.
I wonder when that's going to hit in 2026. We didn't get a release date, right? It was just
For what?
for Elliot.
No release date.
What was it, 2026 or early 2026 that they said?
I think they just said 2026.
I think so too. I think maybe in my mind I presumed early since there's a demo.
This is a demo, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, it just says 2026. But I mean, yeah, when there's a demo, you start to think first half, bare minimum. Which is cool. I mean, the 2026 slate, it's starting to fill up a little bit. Just a little bit. There's a lot we still need to know. We got Elliot, we got Dustbloods.
Overall, too, I mean, like I look at PS5, Resident Evil, baby.
Dude, please come to Switch 2, baby. Come on.
I'm just waiting. We've all been talking about it. We expect.
I know you have kids, Capcom. Don't do me dirty. Let's go.
We expect it.
Better be here. Come on. Resident Evil used to be all the rage on Nintendo systems. Let's go. Let's bring it back. Feel like bringing it back home. That's where I first played Resident Evil, was on Nintendo. So it feels like bringing it home to me. I know it's been off of Nintendo, the big ones, for a while, but although some of the spin-off ones are pretty good. Revelations.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty good. All right. Well, I think that could probably do it. So I can get back to work on some of my content and stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed that Indie World. It looked like, for the most part, about 50-50 split. But most people were giving it a C or above for sure. So that's really good. I hope you guys liked it. We'll be back with the podcast next week. I suppose I didn't do this yesterday because I was too gone. I can tell you who the guests are next week because I was barely making it through. I wasn't even sure if what I said at the end of the podcast was even comprehensible. In my head, I was thinking 10 sentences at once and trying to string them all together, and I don't think I did a good job. It's okay. There should be an edible next week. Knock on wood.
Right.
I'm not complaining, guys. The edible was due to hitting the double 420, so I'm not gonna complain about it. So our guest next week, we have I believe, unless you cancel, I can't remember. I gotta double check. Favlam and Sandstorm next week.
Nice.
And then the week after is kind of an exciting one. We have Mr. Robot Joe and Action Jack. He's going to be a new one that you guys have never seen before. And also a new one that week. We have double new. We have Reese Riley, Kiwi Talks, the man who interviews all the developers.
Oh.
Has been making all the headlines for Metroid Prime 4. Got a feeling we're going to be talking some Metroid Prime 4.
Cool.
That's going to be kind of
I like
cool.
his work.
Yeah, I think we're going to be drilling him with questions. And I'm curious how much he's going to talk.
Me too.
I'm very curious because
he's professional.
He said publicly how like he's going to back off and not say that much. And then I was talking to him privately. I'm like, kind of sucks you're making that stance right before our show. He's like, well, I didn't say I wasn't going to talk on your show. I'm like,
sweet.
Oh shit. I'm like, just know it's going to be headlines. Just so you're aware. The next day it will be headlines. But I will say this: if you make headlines, I might be the first one to make the headlines with it. So then hopefully people follow the trail and actually see what you said and don't take it out of context. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Action Jack's actually on quite a few coming up, guys. He's gonna be on 3 in a row, and then there's basically a 6 podcast spam.
Damn.
4 to 6.
Action packed.
Yeah, action packed. Back-to-back weeks we have the same people, so that's fun. We have Super Bowl David and Hoops and Hip Hop coming up as well. Skysword Alyssa coming back. We'll be sure to have to congratulate her yet again when she comes back on because that's just awesome. But I only have one question. Show the ring.
I can't wait to see it.
I'm full screen in this action. We need to see that ring. And then N64 Josh, of course, coming back on as well. Then I already mentioned Celia B in October. I believe Switch Force is already committed to October as well. So we'll have him on, and I haven't even sent out the invites yet for October because we're not out of August yet. So it's like, well, I'll wait till September before I start pinging people for October. But there are special cases like Celia B on the marketing run for Mina wanted to get in there. Switch Force, because we're already full up right now, wanted to get in. So if people reach out and ask, I'm not going to reach out and ask until September. So Because we got a whole new crew. We got to get Sumbro Nation back on. He hasn't been on in a bit. Nintendo Land back. I'm just looking back. Andres Restart. It'd be cool if we can get him on an episode at some point. It's been a bit. Rogers Base probably won't be on again. He I don't want to say he won't make one more appearance this year. I mean, he has he's already come on twice this year?
Twice, yeah.
So there might be a third appearance before the end of the year.
Is Roger going to PAX?
I should ask him, actually.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Because we can meet up with him there if he is.
Yeah, obviously I met up with him in New York, and we ended up talking for an hour or two. Just not nonstop. You know what I mean? Like it was an enjoyable conversation for sure. That'd be cool to meet up with him.
I'll message him quick. I know he's on the road right now. But it'd be neat if he's going to PAX West. I wonder if he's going to Gamescom. He goes to a lot of events, if you guys didn't know. Lots of gaming events. And, one of my favorite things that Rogers Base did was he got to go to the set of One Piece, the live action set, and actually go on the boats and stuff. And I'm like, this is, fuck you. God damn it. This is awesome.
Oh, yeah. I just saw, I think last night, the Lego just announced One Piece collaboration. I'm like, I wonder if Roger knows. I'm sure he does, but if he doesn't,
One Piece Lego builds on his channel. I have a feeling in his future. Let me read the next chapter in the manga while also building the Lego set. Cool. All right, guys. Mike Odyssey as well. He was invited in this last invite round and didn't say anything. I think he announced, don't quote me, but I think he announced a break. I think he said he's taking a month off. And he has a new podcast channel. So he's still going to do the podcast, but his main channel, he's taking a break. I believe he said. Which is fine.
Yeah, it's good. Breaks are good.
Yeah. I mean, look, bottom line, he's not doing this for a living, guys. He's not. So, breaks are good. I wish I could take a month off. I wish I could, but I can't. So, I don't know if I could handle a month off. Anyways, I'd miss you guys all too much, especially the streams. All right, guys. We'll catch you next week. I might be live tonight. I don't know yet, but definitely going to be live tomorrow night, not Saturday night. So, bye, everyone.
Good night.
Oh my God. Hit the end stream on the right. There it is.